Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Outdoor Italian Cooking, and I'm back with you today to show you how to make some pizza dough. This is the recipe that I've been using on all my prior videos that you've seen pizzas cooked in my pizza oven. So I hope you enjoy this and you can try this at home. So my ingredients for the recipe is bread flour, which will consist of 1,000 grams, water, 600 grams of water. We're going to use extra virgin olive oil, and that'll be 50 grams, 20 grams of fine sea salt, and we're going to use 5 grams of instant yeast. We'll weigh everything out, show you here on the digital scale, and then we'll go to the mixer. You can see the digital scale that I'm using. I've measured out the water. In a measuring cup, 600 grams. 600 grams of water with the 1,000 grams of flour we're going to use in the recipe will yield a 60% hydration of the dough, which is a good percentage. So here's the instant yeast. I have 5 grams of that. I'm using a little digital spoon scale here, but you can also do it on the digital scale that I just used. But this for small portions of ingredients works a little bit better. Now I've added the water into the mixing bowl and the 5 grams of yeast, and we have it just on a slow mix just to kind of blend the yeast into the water a little bit. Now that I've blended the yeast with the water, just actually for maybe like a minute or so, you turn it off and we're just going to let the yeast bloom in the water, so we're just going to let it sit here for about 5 minutes. While we're waiting for the yeast to bloom in the water, measuring out the olive oil. Again, it's extra virgin olive oil and it's 50 grams on the digital scale. So now we've measured out the fine sea salt and we got 20 grams to add to the mix. All right, so now we're going to add in the oil. We measured out 1,000 grams. This is bread flour that we use. This recipe with the 60% hydration and bread flour is going to make a very light crust. It'll be very airy and you'll see it puff up as we cook it. All right, so now we add the bread flour to the mix. I have not put the salt in yet. We're going to do that at the end. Now I'm adding in the fine sea salt. Letting it mix in a little bit. So now the mix is incorporated. So now we're going to turn off the mixer and we're just going to let this sit for a good 10 minutes. Now that the dough is rested for 10 minutes, we're going to start it up again. And it's going to run for 6 minutes. Then we're going to rest it for another 10. And then we're going to run it again for 6 more minutes before we put it in the container. Once it goes in the container, it's going to go in the refrigerator and stay in the refrigerator for a minimum of 3 days and a maximum of about 5 days. So today's Tuesday. I'm making pizza dough to be used on Sunday. Just finished the second run of 6 minutes. So it's run 2 times for 6 minutes and rested 2 times for 10 minutes. And now I'm ready to add it to the container to go in the refrigerator. You can see the container I use. I have put a little bit of olive oil inside the container so the dough won't stick when I try to take it out to make the dough balls. Alright, so the dough's been added into the container and now I'm about to seal it up using just basically some plastic seal wrap. You can use either one of these products. I use the Stretch Tight to use on this one here. So I've got it sealed up now and ready to go in the refrigerator. So this is the scale that I use to divide the dough up into 250 gram dough balls. Okay, so I've weighed out these right now, and we're starting to convert these into individual pizza dough balls that look like this and put them in these proofing trays. Okay, so usually I get three dough balls per proofing tray. These are small proofing trays that I purchased on Amazon. This will have to be stored in the refrigerator in the proofing trays for 24 hours. We're going to make pizza tomorrow night on Sunday night.